In 2026, Jason William Heathton, a 53-year-old man from Stoke-on-Trent, pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including rape and kidnap, following an attack on a 17-year-old girl in Berry Hill Fields. Jason William Heathton, of Hume, Stoke-on-Trent, appeared at Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court on Monday, the 27th of July 2026, where he admitted 2 counts of rape, attempted rape, causing a female 13 or over to engage in sexual activity, and kidnap. The court heard that at around 7 p.m. on the 2nd of July 2026, the 17-year-old victim was walking in Berry Hill Fields, off Dividey Road, when Heathton attacked and raped her. The victim reported the assault to Staffordshire Police, leading to Heathton's arrest and charge earlier that month. Faced with the evidence gathered by investigating officers, Heathton entered guilty pleas to all charges. He has been remanded in custody ahead of his formal sentencing at Stoke-on-Trent Crown Court, scheduled for the 30th of September 2026. Following his guilty pleas to rape and sexual assault, Heathton was placed on the sex offenders register. Upon sentencing, he will remain subject to statutory public protection monitoring, life license conditions, and mandatory notification requirements to manage ongoing risks to the public. In July 2026, Metropolitan Police Inspector Jason Wu was charged with 2 counts of rape and 1 count of causing grievous bodily harm with intent following an investigation by public protection detectives. Jason Wu, attached to Met Detention and based at Colindale, was served with a postal charge and requisition on the 15th of May 2026. He appeared at Wimbledon Magistrates Court on Wednesday, the 29th of July 2026. The charges relate to non-recent domestic and sexual violent offences reported against a woman, allegedly occurring between August 2019 and October 2021. Following a detailed inquiry initiated after allegations were reported in June 2022, the Crown Prosecution Service authorised the serious criminal charges. The Metropolitan Police confirmed that Inspector Wu has been suspended from duty pending the outcome of ongoing legal proceedings. Following his court appearance on charges of rape and serious physical assault, Wu remains subject to formal judicial proceedings and bail or remand conditions. If convicted, he will face statutory public protection measures, mandatory registration requirements, and immediate dismissal from law enforcement service. In 2026, Ansar Younis, a 41-year-old man from Sheffield, was jailed for 9 years after raping an unconscious woman in Sheffield city centre. Ansar Younis, of Hatherley Road, Sheffield, was sentenced at Sheffield Crown Court on the 2nd of July 2026 after being found guilty of rape following a trial in March. The court heard that in the early hours of the 20th of September 2025, Younis attacked an unconscious woman in the city centre. 4 brave young girls witnessed the incident, challenged Younis, and filmed the attack on their mobile phones, capturing vital evidence. Witnesses alerted the ambulance service, and upon the arrival of South Yorkshire police officers, one witness identified Younis, leading to his immediate arrest. During police interviews, Younis gave a no-comment response to all questions and subsequently pleaded not guilty. The jury convicted him of rape, and on the 2nd of July 2026, the judge sentenced Younis to 9 years in prison. Following his conviction for rape, Younis was placed on the sex offenders register for life. He also remains subject to statutory public protection notification requirements and long-term risk management by law enforcement upon any eventual release from custody. In 2026, Obinwa Obichukwu, a 45-year-old man from Hertfordshire, was jailed for 2 years after targeting and sexually assaulting a lone woman at Euston Station. Obinwa Obichukwu, of Armstrong Close, Hertfordshire, was sentenced at Inner London Crown Court on the 21st of July 2026 after being found guilty of 2 counts of sexual assault in January. The court heard that Obichukwu targeted a woman travelling through London Euston Station and subjected her to sexual assault. A British Transport Police (BTP) investigation identified and arrested Obichukwu, leading to his trial and conviction. At Inner London Crown Court, the judge sentenced Obichukwu to 2 years in prison. In addition to his custodial sentence, the court imposed a 10-year Sexual Harm Prevention Order, SHPO, to manage ongoing public risks and restrict his conduct upon release. Following his conviction for sexual assault, Obichukwu was placed on the sex offenders register for 10 years. He also remains subject to statutory public protection notification requirements and ongoing risk management by law enforcement upon any eventual release from custody. In 2026, Robert Douglas, a 26-year-old registered sex offender from Preston, was sentenced to 20 years, including 16 years in prison, for rape and child sexual abuse. Robert Douglas, of Ash Drive, Wharton, Preston, was sentenced at Preston Crown Court on Monday, the 20th of July 2026, after pleading guilty to 17 charges, including rape of a child, child sexual abuse, and possessing Category A, B, and C indecent images of young children. The court heard that Douglas carried out the abuse between December 2025 and February 2026 while already a registered sex offender. He also sent sexually explicit messages to the young victim and encouraged her to send them in return. During the investigation, Lancashire police officers uncovered over 1,000 indecent images of children on his phone. The judge sentenced Douglas to 16 years custody with an extended license period of 4 years. Under the terms of his extended sentence, Douglas must serve at least 2/3 of his 16-year custodial term in prison before becoming eligible to apply for parole. Following his convictions for child rape and sexual abuse, Douglas remains on the sex offenders register for life. He will also remain subject to strict statutory public protection monitoring, life license conditions, and mandatory notification requirements upon his eventual release from custody. In 2026, Paul Webb, a 28-year-old sex offender from Swindon, was jailed for 4 years after posing as a 15-year-old girl online to target a young boy. Paul Webb, formerly of Avon Mead, Hayden Wick, appeared at Swindon Crown Court on Wednesday, the 22nd of July 2026, after pleading guilty to 6 child sex offences. The court heard that Webb created a fake online profile purporting to be a 15-year-old girl to groom his victim. He admitted 4 counts of attempting to cause or incite a boy aged 13 to 15 to engage in sexual activity and 2 counts of attempting to cause a child aged 13 to 15 to look at an image of sexual activity. Wiltshire police investigated Webb's online communications, leading to his arrest and subsequent guilty pleas. The judge sentenced Webb to a 4-year custodial term and imposed a 10-year Sexual Harm Prevention Order, SHPO, to restrict his internet use and prevent further offending upon release. Following his conviction for child sexual offences, Webb was ordered to sign the sex offenders register indefinitely. He also remains subject to statutory public protection notification requirements and long-term risk management by law enforcement upon any eventual release from custody.